we'll try take 3. Hopefully I won't ramble into something completely different. Anyway, what is going on, YouTube? Still here, still breathing. Someone posted a comment on my last video, which if you think about it, it's a simple question that would have a simple answer, I guess, but it's me, so I'm going to give you a 10-minute rant. And the question is, would I recommend Prime Inc. to work for? Just a broad question and then a few other questions. I answered the other ones on the comment, but this one I didn't feel like writing a book, so I'm just going to give you a video, and I've been meaning to make one anyway. 2 birds with 1 stone. And I've thought about it. I don't think, and I didn't get this from working at Prime, this logic that I'm about to tell you. I got this logic after leaving one of the last companies I worked for. I wouldn't recommend wherever I worked to anybody I knew to come work where I'm working and they will be as successful or make as much money or whatever as I'm doing. And then when you take it into trucking, not just Prime, but any other company, times that by 10 because there's so many varying factors that are outside of your control when you start this career, this job. It's like dropping a Plinko ball, man, and you want to get it somewhere that's not in the center. At least get a decent start. Is the truck you're getting going to be a lemon? How's your fleet manager going to be? Do they know how to do their job? How's your work ethic? Tons of different things that are going to dictate and have an effect on your ability to make money or revenue or whatever out here while you're driving a truck, not just at Prime. The only advice, like if I give actual advice, I would say if you go work anywhere, try to work somewhere that does pay you a percentage of the load. Just me personally, after being out here, a flat rate per mile, an orange juice load and a meat load pay vastly different. And the loads pay vastly different based on freight lanes, what you're hauling, where's it going, where are you taking it from. And I know that if I left Prime, I would want to go work for a company that paid a percentage of what the actual load paid. I couldn't do, I don't know where the other bit of money goes in companies like that, but I know it isn't going to you. I would also suggest that if you're looking at my YouTube channel, you've probably seen plenty more of people that shit on Prime and people that defend Prime. I would look for people who are posting videos with actual logic and it doesn't look like they're taking business decisions personally and have an axe to grind. Because that's where you're going to get the most truth out of whatever it is. Right? I don't take shit personally. If they give me a dog shit load, I'll take the dog shit load. Sometimes that's the only loads that are available. If you're in Florida, you're going to get some orange juice, or you're going to deadhead out of there into Georgia. The only time for me it's been slow, it was like 6 months ago when a lot of people were leaving, where it was at the point where I had to send them an email like, are y'all doing this shit on purpose? Like, if your goal is to make me hurt, it's working. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, the market's soft and all this and all that. For a month, and then it picked back up. The trucking industry as a whole is in a rut. But I can still sit here and tell you that if I don't make $2,000 a week, I'm not happy. I feel like either I could do something better, or the loads could have been planned better. I try to look at myself to see what I could do or improve and fix to fix that situation before I look at Prime and think, okay, Prime's fucking me. And I've never been in a situation where that's lasted long enough where I need to have a conversation with my fleet manager. Quite the opposite. I believe he does an excellent job to where when I'm not making a decent amount of money, I kind of feel like it's on purpose. that's just my own mental stupidity. I don't think that's rooted in reality whatsoever. Do what you're doing now. Look at YouTube. And the truth is somewhere in the middle. And it's like I'm trying to think of like ones that stick out in my head. Like I know there was that Trucking Christy one where she was interviewing the flatbed driver, and was it 28 cents or 38 cents he was profiting? I wouldn't be doing this if that was the case. I wouldn't be able to have a gambling addiction if that was the case. I wouldn't, like, I've been doing this job completely wrong other than the last 6 months. And I've had my slip-ups then too. But I've managed to make enough money to keep things going. Like, I haven't had no savings. I've been doing okay, man. I've been surviving. I've been breathing. Like I said, if I don't make at least $2,000, I know what the averages are. I know every time they send a message every week where they'll say what the average is for the whole fleet. And mine's never been at that average or lower. So I don't know where that average comes from. If they factor in all the truck, I don't know. I don't worry about it. But I know it's never been that amount. Or if it was that amount of money, I might have to question my career choice and everything like that. I can tell you that I lost everything I had before I got this truck and drove this truck. And if it wasn't for Prime, funny enough, the only thing I've been able to depend on the past 2 years has been Prime. Because I've been living so goddamn dangerously, I guess you could say, dumb. Where if the checks start getting a little short, I start getting worried. Because I got to cover repairs and everything like that in the next check. At least had to. And I ain't been in a hole, and if I am been in a hole, they get me out of it in a week. Like I can think I needed brand new tires. I had to spend $7,000, $6,000 on tires within a week. They got me the tires, and then I got back out, and I was back to making money the next week. I would recommend, if you watch this, you're doing your due diligence. If you ask me that question, you're browsing YouTube, you're looking. I would try to make the most informed decision that you can and take an honest look at who you are in your life and do what you think would work best for you. I can't control half the factors that I don't know to recommend Prime or any other trucking company. Do your due diligence, and when you see someone shitting on them, just make sure it doesn't look like it's coming from a personal level and Prime actually did them wrong per se, versus they're up in their feelings and they got an action run. And then also the people who are nothing but praising them, you got to be careful with that too. Because if they're doing nothing but praise and they got a driver's coat on there, well, their goal is to make as much money as possible. They want you in the door. I like sleeping, man. I don't want to put somebody in a situation where it's like they want to look at me and be like, well, I listened to you, so I came over here. So I'm washing my hands of it, if you will. Like, I do fine. And not only do I do fine, I've put myself in some very stupid situations where if I didn't make a check the next week or didn't get a certain amount the next week, I probably wasn't going to be driving this truck anymore. As long as I got one foot on the old wire, we going to be all right. But, yeah, I can't sit here and confidently tell you that if you came to Prime, you would be successful, because I do not know, right? And neither do you, neither does anybody. I think if you look at it for what it is, and you come in with a solid head on your shoulders, and you look around, and you look at enough videos, it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to be, you'll be fine. Find somewhere after doing your due diligence that looks like you'd be the best fit, man. it doesn't sound like a good thing. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I can tell you that I'm doing okay. And like I said, it wouldn't matter if I made 10 grand, 7 grand, 5 grand, 3 grand. Past year and a half, 2 years, I'd find a way to spend it. So. But yeah, I can't recommend any company. I will never recommend a company to you. I will never say come here or go there and you will be successful, because that's not how life works. I don't know half the factors that would involve you being successful anywhere, so I'm not going to tell you that that's the case. And I feel like it would be disingenuous to tell you anything otherwise. So sorry if it wasn't what you were trying to hear, but that's my answer. You have a good one. Be safe. Good luck to wherever you go. May the wind be at your back and the gods be in your favor, good sir. You have a good one. Tiptoe, 10-4, I'm gone.